companies are democracies. It's just that the voters do not exercise the right to vote. But I think that is changing both here and in Europe. I mean, for the first time ever, board resolutions on climate have been launched against BP and Shell in Europe. And BP and Shell were so worried that they were going to lose those, or a sizable proportion of their shareholders were going to vote for them. They have now recommended their shareholders to vote for those climate change resolutions. That's big. Now, those resolutions, perhaps not specific enough, but it's the first very important step. There's another issue I want to respond on here. Now, Carbon Tracker is known as the carbon bubble people. We created this idea that you cannot burn it all, because if you burn it all, we're going to 6 degrees many times over. You simply cannot burn all the fossil fuels in the ground and stay below 2 degrees, or 3 or 4 degrees for that matter. But this is a carbon bubble, it's not an energy bubble. Yes, you're absolutely right. Demand for energy is going to go up, but fossil fuels are increasingly not the only way of delivering that energy. Well, one, efficiency, and we're getting much better at efficiency, as you pointed out. But if you just look at the cost of renewables and the ways to deliver renewables, we were asked to do a piece of work in response to the notion that was getting put out by the coal industry. The coal industry suddenly, I don't know if you've noticed, they've got very concerned about poor people and providing energy to poor people in the last year or two, and particularly to the energy poor. And they want to, in a charitable way, I'm sure, in a charitable way, I'm sure, bring energy to the world's poor, which is quite touching. But we did this analysis to look at the financials of delivering energy to the world's energy poor via coal or via solar. And it's clearly cheaper to provide energy and electricity to the world's poor via solar for a whole range of reasons. So I think we're seeing a massive transition. And I think the problem for the incumbents is that when you look back at all of the big technological shifts from steam to automobiles, from traditional cameras and film to digital cameras, and you could go on, the incumbents almost never make that transition and they go out of business.